Today, we're diving into an absolutely incredible short story from 1920s Japan. It's a tale that throws worldly riches up against immortal power, and it's all from the mind of the legendary Ryūnosuke Akutagawa. Ultimately, it forces us to ask a really fundamental question. What actually makes a life worth living?
Our story kicks off with our hero, Toshishun, at rock bottom. This is it. This single, desperate thought sets the entire stage for a man who has lost everything and is, believe it or not, about to be offered the world and then some.
So first up, let's set the scene. We're at the very beginning of his journey, a moment of just profound hopelessness.
So picture this. The city of Luoyang is described as basically the most magnificent place on earth, just glittering under the setting sun. But Toshishun, he doesn't see any of it. He was born into a rich family, you see, but he's blown through his entire fortune. Now he's broke, he's alone, and he's seriously contemplating the end.
And right then, almost as if out of thin air, this strange character shows up. A one-eyed old man who just looks directly at Toshishun and cuts right to the chase. This right here is the moment that changes absolutely everything. The old man makes this bizarre, totally unbelievable offer. He says, "Hey, stand here in the last rays of sunlight, and at midnight, dig where the head of your shadow was. You'll find a cart overflowing with gold." And just as fast as he appeared, poof, he's gone, leaving Toshishun wondering if he's just hallucinating. But hey, what has he got to lose, right? He decides to give it a shot.
So Toshishun gets the gold. But as we're about to see, the money doesn't exactly solve his problems. It just creates a whole new kind of trap.
And boom. Just like that, overnight, Toshishun becomes the single richest man in all of Luoyang. He goes from the brink of death to having more money than he could ever have dreamed of.
The sheer scale of his new life is just staggering. He builds this magnificent mansion, buys everything from rare wines to white peacocks for his garden, and throws these legendary parties. The story paints a picture of pure, unfiltered decadence. And what do you know? Friends he hasn't heard from in years are suddenly at his door every single day.
But here's the thing about that kind of wealth. It doesn't last. It only takes Toshishun about 3 years to burn through every last piece of it. And the second the money's gone, so are his friends. He ends up right back where he started at the city gate, where the old man appears again, and the whole crazy cycle repeats itself, leaving him broke and abandoned for a second time. Now, the third time he meets the old man, something has changed. Something inside Toshishun is snapped, and it leads him to a pretty pivotal choice.
So when the old man offers a third fortune, Toshishun refuses. He says no. See, he isn't tired of the luxury. He's tired of people. He's seen just how shallow and opportunistic they can be, and it's left him completely disillusioned with the whole human race. So he's got these two paths laid out in front of him. He can take the gold again, knowing full well it just leads to fake friendships and a deep sense of emptiness. Or he can choose something else entirely. He looks at the old man and says, "Make me your disciple." He wants to learn the magic of the Sennin and just escape humanity for good.
So what exactly is a Sennin? Well, in East Asian folklore, think of an immortal sage, someone with supernatural powers who lives far, far away from the mortal world. For Toshishun, this isn't just some quest for power. It's a desperate attempt to transcend all the pain and disappointment that comes with being human.
And the old man just smiles. He reveals that, yep, he is indeed a famous Sennin named Iron Crown. He agrees to take Toshishun on as his student, and then they hop onto a bamboo staff which turns into a dragon and flies them through the sky to his home on the sacred Mount Ime.
Okay, this is where the story really becomes a trial. To become an immortal, Toshishun has to face his greatest challenge yet. And it's not a test of strength, but of pure will.
Iron Crown leaves Toshishun on a cliffside with this one simple, yet basically impossible command. He warns him that demons and monsters will come. They'll try to tempt him, but no matter what happens, even if the sky falls and the earth splits open, he must stay completely silent.
And the trials are just relentless. Vicious beasts attack him. He stays silent. A demonic storm rages all around him, still silent. An angry god threatens him, strikes him down, and his soul gets dragged to hell to be tortured by King Enma himself. He is boiled, he's flayed, he's broken, but through all of it, he does not make a sound.
But the true test, the one Iron Crown knew would be the breaking point, is what happens next. King Enma, furious at his silence, brings forth Toshishun's deceased parents, who have been transformed into beasts. And then the demons start to beat them mercilessly. Toshishun squeezes his eyes shut. He's trying to endure it. But then he hears his mother's voice. And even as she's being tortured, her only thought is for him. She tells him not to worry, to stay silent, so he can achieve his goal and finally be happy. It's just this ultimate act of selfless, unconditional love. And that's it. That's what breaks him. In that one instant, he forgets the vow, he forgets immortality, he forgets everything except the love for his mother. And he cries out. So in that single moment, his quest for immortality is over. But as we're about to find out, the point of the test was never, ever what he thought it was. So here's the big question. Did he fail? I mean, he broke the one and only rule he was given. By all accounts, he should be banished forever. But that's not what happens.
Toshishun finds himself right back at the city gate, facing Iron Crown. And here is the story's beautiful, brilliant paradox. Iron Crown reveals that if Toshishun hadn't cried out, if he had just sat there and silently watched his parents suffer, he would have been killed on the spot. Because a heart without compassion isn't the heart of a god, it's the heart of a beast.
This is the lesson he finally learned. Let's break it down. The path of worldly wealth? It just required a bit of luck, but its real cost was emptiness and betrayal. The path to immortality? It demanded absolute detachment, but the cost was his own humanity, a heart of stone. So what's left? That third path, an honest life. With tears in his eyes, Toshishun finally gets it. He tells Iron Crown he doesn't want the riches anymore, he doesn't want immortality. He just wants to live. He wants to work and to feel and to be a good person. And Iron Crown, pleased, gives him a small farm where he can live out his days and tells him he'll never see him again. And this incredible story leaves us with one final thought to chew on. After being offered literally limitless gold and eternal life, Toshishun-san discovers that the most valuable treasure of all was the one thing he was trying to escape, his own compassionate human heart. Which really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What is the greatest treasure that we can possess?